Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. All right, we've been talking, I started out a little bit about taxes and investing and Social Security and what the future may hold there. Now we're going to take that a step further. First off was taxes. Now here's something else to consider when it comes to investing, and that's inflation. Inflation, you know, there used to be an old commercial, you may recall, right? It talked about high blood pressure, and it said high blood pressure is a silent killer. Well, when it comes to your finances, the silent killer is inflation. And I'm going to share something with you from an article. This has to do again with Social Security benefits. So this was this to me was, I mean, I know about, here's one of the things. Let me set this up a little bit better for you. One of the things when new clients come in, we will do up a report that'll show you what your financial future is going to look like. In fact, I'll make that put that offer out there this morning here in a minute. But one of the things when it comes to what that financial future is going to look like is we have to calculate the impact of taxes. So we have to look at, well, what are your expenses today? Right? And we also have to look at inflation. What is inflation going to do to those expenses? What's that going to look like? If you need $50,000, for instance, to maintain your standard of living today, then in about 10 years' time, you're going to need about $65,000 to $70,000 just to maintain that same amount of just that spending level, that purchasing power. So your money has to grow, right, in excess of inflation, enough to cover taxes and to allow your income then to go up as well. So otherwise, what's going to happen if that, just like a pension, if a pension doesn't have cost of living increase and it just stays the same, but your expenses are going up due to inflation, right? You're going to have to start taking more and more money out of your savings to make up that difference. So when it comes to investing, inflation is another really important part. And this is why we can't just park all our money just in some safe, you know, like savings, checking, money markets, things like that, because we need to make more on our money so that our money can keep up, so that we don't see that money, in fact, dwindle over time, or that we are not able to maintain our standard of living due to that. So we're going to talk about inflation, and this is one of the things when it comes to Social Security. This headline, Social Security benefits lost 34% of their buying power since 2000. That's crazy, right? So we've been talking about Social Security. We know their cost of living increased, but guess what? They're not enough to keep up with the spending that we have. And this isn't because we've increased the spending, it's because the things we're buying have increased in price. And this is, we're looking at a significant one-year loss. In fact, just in 2017, from January 2017 to January 2018, we had a 4% loss in spending power with regard to Social Security benefits. So if you think about that, your Social Security benefits in the last 18 years, the value of those, okay? Now, we haven't even got into the tax, right? We talked about the taxation of them, but just the purchasing power has gone down because the cost of living increases that Social Security Administration applies is not enough to keep up with the spending. So one of the things when it comes to that is we have to find ways then that we can supplement it. This is something that's going to be increasingly critical. All right, one of the things I want to throw out there real quick, for the first 10 callers to my office this morning, Tess is standing by to get your information, 615-376-5325. We're going to talk, this is one of the things when you come in to see me, one of the things I do with this is showing you your financial future, showing you what you're doing today, what that's going to look like for you 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years down the road even, how your money is either going to grow or shrink based on the things you're doing today, and then apply strategies, show you ways that you can in fact improve that picture so that you never have to worry about running out of money, so that you're able to maintain your standard of living and quality of life. And this goes to your investing, this goes to talking about Social Security, about taxes, estate planning. We get into everything. It's a comprehensive financial plan. Again, for the first 10 callers, just give a call to my office. Tess is standing by to get your information, 615-376-5325. She'll send you out a checklist of things to bring to your appointment with me, and where I'll be able to help you based on the things we're going to have you bring in, right? We're going to talk about income. We're going to talk about expenses. We're going to talk about assets, liabilities. We're going to get into taxes, all the different things I was talking about, investing, everything, and compare what you're doing today and show you better ways that you can attain your goals. And when you come in to see me, I'll also give you a free copy of my book, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom in Retirement. All right, and I think we had a caller, let's see, Arlene. Okay, let me see if we can get this. Good morning, Arlene. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How can I help this morning?
Well, when I had my taxes filled out this year, they said I really didn't need to file next year if I didn't have any more income than I am drawing, this time. But part of it, it's down lower now, is my required minimum distribution,
right,
which was tax deferred. Does that mean that I wouldn't have? There's cases where you don't ever have to pay tax on that if you're making low enough?
Well, are you single or married?
I'm with her.
Okay, so basically what that means is on under the new tax code in particular, the first $12,000, well, if you're over 65, it would be about $13,500. You do not have to pay tax on. Okay, so that if your required minimum distributions are less than that, then and the only other income you have is Social Security, then you wouldn't have any taxes to pay on that. If your required minimum distributions, of course, are over that, then that could be different. And depending on how much your Social Security benefits are in applying that, what's called a provisional income formula. In your situation, Arlene, it sounds like are your RMDs less than, say, $10,000?
Yes,
Yeah, so you probably, and do you have a pension or just Social Security?
A small pension, about $500 a month.
Right. So the combination then of those two things, you're most likely are not paying any tax whatsoever.
So there is.
So even though required minimum distribution,
it's just where you don't have to pay when it has been tax deferred. There's cases like that where you really don't ever have to pay the tax on it, right? Correct.
If it's taxable income, but if your income is low, to where you don't exceed that standard deduction of $13,500, then you're not going to, the first $13,500 of income is zero tax, and the next $9,500 approximately is taxed at 10%. But you're under the $13,500 in total income, so therefore no tax.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. That's the first time I've been told that by my tax advisor. Well, it might have been the first year, it happened, but I was wanting to double check with someone else, so thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye. This is one of the things when it comes to taxes understanding. So if your income is low in terms of, and again, standard deduction $13,500. So we're adding, all right, so for Arlene, we didn't get into all the detail about how much Social Security was. If your Social Security benefits, if you take half of those and you add in that required minimum distribution and the pension, and it exceeded $25,000, then there's a potential that you could create some additional taxes. Between $25,000, I believe it's $34,000 for someone that's single, in that range, up to half of your Social Security benefits could be taxed. And if that would occur, that could push you up over the $13,500, and some of that could be taxable. In Arlene's situation, most likely not the case. But when you're looking at taxes, now let's look at the other end of that. Let's say that your income, if you've got a much bigger pension, if your Social Security benefits are higher, and your RMDs are up in the 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or more per year, then that's a whole different tax situation that you're going to have, and this is where employing certain strategies can help reduce those taxes for you. All right, we're going to get back. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to delve into inflation a little bit more, not only how it's affecting Social Security benefits, but now, of course, as far as your income, how much is your income going to need to grow? How much do your assets, your investments, how much do they need to grow? How much do you need to make on your money, and how can we do that while minimizing risk? Well, we're going to get into that and more. Join me here. We'll be right back on the Retirement Report.